Hello and welcome to another video on Back of the Net. I'm Mr. Tigz, and today we've got some news roundup to do, and then we're also going to have a look at our Super Six and get those predictions in ready for the weekend. But as you know, if you watch this week in, week out, I don't do it on my own. I've got my main man here, Tony Funnell. How you doing, Tony?
Yeah, fine.
Have you had a nice, I don't know, how long's it been, Tony? Probably about a fortnight probably since I last spoke to you, maybe?
Yeah, a couple of weeks.
Yeah, we had an international break. Do you watch the international games when they're on at all, Tone?
Little bits. I mean, to be honest, there's too many against two weaker sides, isn't there? Really?
Yeah, I agree with you. It's not really exciting, is it? Interestingly, Tony, obviously, you never had the chance to play for England. What could you play for any other countries apart from England? Could you in your genealogy, in your family history?
Yeah, Scotland, I suppose.
Scotland, could you? Oh, okay, that's interesting. Yeah. That's interesting. I could play for Ireland or England, but they didn't get called up from either. So,
right.
Yeah, nobody was watching me under 15s on a Sunday. So there we go. What can you do? What we can do is we can talk about what's been going on. There's been a lot of chatter, Tony. I'm sure you've seen it, about Eddie Howe, and the bookies were absolutely certain that he'd be going to Celtic. And you and I, Tony, we called this a long time ago that it might happen, didn't we? We were talking about it months ago.
Yes, yeah. You still don't know. I mean, there's definitely going to be other clubs looking.
Definitely.
It's not just Celtic.
And Eddie's come out and, well, not Eddie, but somebody close to Eddie, reportedly, has come out and said that actually the likelihood is that Eddie Howe, as people have said before, probably wouldn't want to start a new job at a football club in the middle of a season or near the end of the season. He'd want a fresh start. He'd like that pre-season to kind of get used to things. What do you think about that, Tone?
Yeah, I think that would be a good shout. I mean, he's obviously thinking strongly on Celtic, but he knows there's other clubs. You know, you've got Newcastle, Crystal Palace. There's other teams there, isn't there?
Oh, completely. Yeah, Palace is one that he's linked with very, very often, with possibly Roy Hodgson looking to hang up his Spurs at the end of the season. Do you think that might be a better move for him, Tony, or what do you think now? Because we've had a bit of time to think about the possibilities of Eddie going to different places. Have you changed your mind at all?
No, I still think Celtic's a good move, although it's so far away. That's the only problem.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I do agree with you. And that's obviously going to be a big kind of stretch for the family as well, isn't it? To be able to move all the way up there. Right. It's difficult. Yeah. Also, Tony, this week, we've been sort of thinking about the run-in. So there's not many games left of the season. Do you think, Tony, that Bournemouth can make it? Should we have a little look? Let's have a little look at the league table as it is at the moment. So you can see there, Tone, Norwich are going great guns, aren't they?
Yeah, they are flying, definitely, yeah.
And on 87 points, it looks as though if they win the next game, and I think if Brentford and Swansea don't, they could well have the title sewn up. If they do that, is that going to affect the way they play going forward, do you think?
Well, it can do. It can make them, obviously, take the foot off the accelerator. But I think they will probably carry on playing the nice football they played and keep attacking. Because I think you said we've got them, haven't we, Bournemouth?
Yeah, we have got them coming up fairly soon. So if they were to sew up the title race, that might be a good thing for Bournemouth. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, they could have a good Friday night before the Bournemouth game, couldn't they, and celebrate?
Yeah, that would be fantastic. If you're a Norwich player and you're watching, why? But if you are, please do that if it all works out for you. And then, Tony, we've got the other spaces there. And thinking about the playoffs. Now, it does look probably like now, I mean, it keeps changing, doesn't it? But, I mean, it does look like it's kind of, we've got Middlesbrough on 57, Millwall on 58, Cardiff on 58, and then Bournemouth, a bit of a jump to 65. So it does feel like at the moment, and I can always change, that it will be 6, how many? Well, we've got 5 from the top 7, haven't we, there, that will be in the playoffs. Brentford, Tone, missed out last season on promotion, and things haven't been going fantastic for them recently. Do you think that they'll be able to keep it up, or do you think they might slip away?
Well, they've got to improve. I think they've drawn their last 4 games.
Yeah.
So they're having a little wobbly patch. Swansea, they've lost 4 games. I think.
Yeah, they're not scoring very freely, are they, Swansea at the moment, Tony?
No, they're not.
Do you think that, if you're not scoring goals and you're losing a few games this time of the season, what's that going to be doing to your confidence?
Well, it's not going to do any good, is it? That's for sure.
No, completely not. So we're looking at those few positions. Who do you think will be the 5 that make it? Obviously not Watford. Well, maybe Watford, or I don't know. They could drop down, but it doesn't look likely.
Yeah, you've got Reading are up and down at the moment.
Yeah.
Brentford, Swansea, they're having a wobbly time. Barnsley, they do battle away. They're still getting results. And Bournemouth. Cardiff have gone out of it now, haven't they? On current form, they're not doing very well. So what are we looking at? We're looking at that should say much the same, I reckon. Bournemouth, Reading,
Barnsley, Swansea, Brentford.
Yeah.
And I think from a Bournemouth perspective, you look at that form, and if that continues going into potential playoff games, Bournemouth have gone from only a few weeks ago looking like outsiders to make the playoffs to looking like the favourites in the playoffs, didn't they?
Yeah, I mean, when they were outsiders, I remember saying, they're not out of it; they can still do it. I mean, a lot of that was hope.
Yeah,
you was hoping that the manager would turn it around. We didn't know, but all credit, they seem to have turned the corner, and they're getting some good results and scoring goals.
They are, and scoring goals is important. Going back to it again, I know we spoke about it briefly already, but looking at the form there, and you can see the green and the red on the screen. The Swansea, that form just looks dreadful, doesn't it?
Yes.
I mean, they are really struggling to score. They've got a really talented forward, Ayew, up front, but he's forging his way up front on his own, Tony. He's not a big target man type. Have you ever found yourself in that situation?
Not on my own, no. I must admit that for a non-target player, that's hard. Target players usually they hold the ball up, don't they? But if you want to be turning, getting into space, moving in the box, I found it easier when I was at Bournemouth. There was 2 of us up front. That wasn't too bad. Me and Andy Crawford. So we went anywhere we want. But although to be fair, he still does score a few goals.
He does. Yeah, just hit the skids at the moment, haven't they? But the whole team have, because they're conceding as well. So interesting then, Tony. Just get your prediction just before we move on. Who are going to be the teams in the playoff final? I've got a funny feeling I know who you're going to say, and I think they're both going to be ex-clubs of yours, but I might be wrong.
Well, yeah. But yeah, we'll go for Bournemouth and Brentford, and definitely on the day, Bournemouth to do it. Love it. Yeah. Thanks, Tone. That's great. That is great. And if you are sitting at home there and thinking, I love this stuff. I want to see more reaction on what's going on in the games. Well, we've got a treat for you, because on Back of the Net, coming up now, we've got possibly, if we make that playoff final, as Tony said, 10 games left, and we're going to be there for every single one.
Wow, that looks amazing. I will be joining in with that and tuning in to see. I might even see if I can get on some of those with Sam. And here we are now with our Super 6 League. Tony Funnell, I've not checked it yet today. How have you been getting on?
He's there.
Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Oh, Tone.
My target was to get in the top 5.
Yeah.
So I've made that, but now, as normal, I've changed that now. I've got a new target.
What's your new target, Tony?
Top 3.
Top 3.
Yeah.
It's got to be top 3. Let me get us both on this screen so we can have a good look at this here. We've got some other names in there that we know. So Jamie Dawson's at the top there. Brian Baxter, not far behind at all. And then Zachariah Modridge. Those guys have been really consistent throughout.
Yeah, very
Mark
good,
Cole, again, a really consistent one. And Mark Cole, really good supporter of the show as well. So thank you, Mark. Tony Funnell, there you are. Stephen Wheeler, you're top of the family at the moment then, Tone.
Yeah, head of the family.
Head of the family. We've got Sarah Murphy, Lewis Curtis, Tyler Gregory Wareham, Michelle Rose. And look, all these people are still so close. So close. Michelle, Kevin, Andy, Stephen, Gwyneth. I could go on. Very, very, very close still.
I just see in there Sarah and Michelle. They're always up there, always getting good scores.
They are. They're always on the monthly and the round ones. They're quite often near the top of those, aren't they, as well?
Yeah, they're consistent.
They are consistent. And Tony, I think you've got some special mentions that you wanted to make as well, didn't you?
Well, we've got the March table for March. And in first place is Tim Hank, 76 points.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Second was Christopher Parker, 66. And then we got joint third, Mike Herbert and Sarah Murphy, 65 points.
Brilliant.
So that's good.
That is good. And, you know, I don't want to blow my own trumpet, Tony, but I did flirt almost with your with the possibility of being a hot shot one week, didn't I? I got close.
Well, we've missed 2 hot shots, so I'll tell you the first week we missed was week 45.
Right.
In first place was Jane Smith for 19 points. Just off the 20. You've got to have 20, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And joint second was Dan Cotter with 15. And also with 15 points, Mr. Tigz himself.
Yeah. I did well there.
That's good, yeah. And then we went to week 46, was first Steve Baxter with 17 points. Second, Damien Hill with 16 points. Third, Mark Burton with 14 points. And then fourth place was Mr. Tigz. Again, you're getting better every week. Yeah,
I am. Yeah.
And while we're giving out some praises, I'm going to also give a shout out to a footballing legend from Victoria School.
Oh.
I used to coach down there, Liam Humby. Well done, mate. Every week he's regularly getting good scores. I keep noticing him. Just outside the hot shots, Liam Humby. Just outside the hot shots, Liam Humby.
Name to watch. I'll be keeping my eye out for that one. Right, Tony, so we have a little look and see what fixtures will be delighting us this week. So we're going to start off with Liverpool against Villa. It's nice to see some Premier League fixtures in here. We don't see them very often these days, do we?
No, very rare, isn't it?
Yeah. So what are we going to go for, do you think?
I'm going for a Liverpool win, 2-0.
2-0 to Liverpool. And then we're going to scoot along here to Derby against Norwich.
Yeah, I'm going Norwich 2-0.
Okay. We're going to move down a little bit here. And we've got Preston against Brentford.
Preston, I'm going 1-0 Brentford.
Okay. And then Coventry against Bournemouth.
That's my big score. I'm going 3-0 Bournemouth.
Fantastic. And we're going to go down here, Tony. We've got Barnsley. We were just talking about Middlesbrough possibly not being part of that playoff scene anymore. We've got Barnsley against Middlesbrough.
Yeah. Is that a derby, Barnsley Middlesbrough?
I don't think it's. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm going 2-1 Barnsley.
2-1 to Barnsley. And then finishing off with QPR against Sheffield Wednesday. Sheffield Wednesday have been turning a few heads all of a sudden. I don't know if they can keep it going, Tony. What do you think might happen here?
They have, and this is the second week running I've gone for QPR, but I'm going 2-1 QPR.
Come on, QPR. Do Tony a favour.
Yeah.
Right, golden goal, Tony. What time do you fancy?
6 minutes.
6 minutes. And we're going to challenge Jeff and submit our entry. But as we've said time and time again, Tony, that doesn't mean that people can't change their predictions later on if they want to.
That's right. Yeah, still got the opportunity. Yeah,
so anything can happen there. And please don't give up, because if you can get in that hot shots, that'd be amazing. That's what you need to be trying to do at the very least. That's what I'm trying to do. I want to get a hot shot before the end of the season if I can. Get my 20 points. Yeah. So an exciting week of football ahead, Tone, and we are now into the run-in, and it's going to be coming thick and fast. Oh, how do you feel? What an odd season. I mean, we'll probably talk about it again another day, but an odd season to look back on, but certainly a memorable one.
Will be if we get promotion again.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. So from me and Tony Funnell, it's
adios.
Adios. And we'll see you in the next video. Up the cherries.